All right. We got this. One Piece. 1119. Discussion stream. Doing this a little bit earlier in the week. I usually wait until Saturday or Sunday to do this, but I'm a little bit busy this weekend, so I was like, all right, I should probably get this done now. So, yeah, we'll be discussing the chapter today. Stream might be a little shorter than normal, but we'll get it taken care of. Hey, everybody, how you doing? Come on in. Jerry, the L, Mellow, Spoon. The old gang is here. I'm just going to read off everybody's, like, the first name in each person. Jeremy, John A., Victor, Darkest, Dark, John, Johnny. A lot of Johns and Johnnies in the chat. I guess that's fair. I mean, there's a lot of people named John in the world. It's like the most common name in the world. Hello, everyone. Welcome, everyone. Have I seen the cast for season 2? I have. I'm going to make a video about that as well, yes. I think so far the casting is quite impeccable. Why do you have chapter reviews and also streams about each chapter? Well, chapter reviews are kind of like, been doing them since I started the channel back in like, well, not since I started the channel, that was 2009, but I've been doing chapter reviews since 2011, so that's like, get dressed up in the suit and tie and just like, that's what I do. You take that away from teching and I'm no longer teching, right? And the discussion streams are here because I miss stuff in the chapter, and it's also nice to engage the audience, and people can bring up stuff that I missed, but also their own perspectives on things, and we can just have a general back and forth. You know, the chapter review is honestly, I don't do live reactions, really, but the chapter review is like the closest thing to like just my initial thoughts on the chapter, and then a stream to like, hey, let's talk about it like in real time. You know, if you have any questions, then I could talk about it. So that's why we're doing this. Teching, super important question. Butterflies or bees? I mean, like, I probably like bees more than butterflies. I'm terrified of wasps, but bees are cool. Bees are pretty neat. I'm pretty sure butterflies also help pollinate things as well, but bees are cooler. Oh yeah, the animation in the last episode with I did finally watch that with Mr. Well, it was Zoro fighting S Hawk, but then having the like flashes of Mr. One showing up. That was really cool. And that nice little, it was a very quick scene, but it conveyed it really well, especially them fighting close range with all the different, they got all the different attacks down. S Hawk used like 3 or 4 versions of Mr. One's techniques, and I thought that was a really neat kind of quick burst of animation there. Okay, yeah, let's talk about that. Let's open up with that, because some people were confused on Emeth. Like, who is Emeth? Like, is that the name of the Iron Giant, or is that the name of Joy Boy? I am fairly certain it is the name of the Iron Giant. So the first little speech bubble we have, because it seems like the Iron Giant is like, okay, so the Iron Giant appears out of the water, and then the Iron Giant is thinking to itself, Joy Boy. Like, Joy Boy is like arriving to tell Emeth something. Like, this is, I guess, in the Iron Giant's memory. It's kind of hard to exactly tell like what's going on here, but the way I interpret it is like the Iron Giant was remembering a moment when Joy Boy showed up. So the Iron Giant is, of course, going to be like, Joy Boy, you're here. And then the next dialogue is what Joy Boy said to the Giant, which was, listen up, Emeth, the time is at hand. And then the Iron Giant is like, the time? Time for what? You know, like, what are you talking about? So Emeth is the name of the Iron Giant. There's also connections to the Hebrew word for truth and the references to a golem. And clearly the Iron Giant is some type of, like, golem, not in the traditional sense, because a traditional golem is made out of, like, mud and clay and stuff like that. This is clearly an iron golem, but still, like, there's references there. Also, this is really funny, because when I was making the review yesterday, and I was talking about golems, like the concept of a golem in, like, Jewish folklore, I had a moment where I was like, didn't I already do this? Like, didn't I already talk about golems in a One Piece review not long ago? And I was like, whatever. And I went through the whole explanation. And it wasn't until I was editing that I was like, oh, yeah, when Prince Groos's devil fruit was revealed, the clay fruit. I went into a whole thing about that. And I was like, right, yeah, okay. I was like a year ago or a little over a year ago, I think. But like, yeah, that was the last time I talked about this. So, there's references to golems and then another reference to a golem. So there you go. I guess Oda's been reading a lot about Jewish folklore as of late. But Oda does this a lot. He takes references from a bunch of different mythologies and folklore and religions and cultures all over the world. I mean, looking into like just Skypiea, there were references to Native Americans, like First Nations peoples. There was also some references to some, like Mesoamerican civilizations in that arc, so you could tell Oda was doing a lot of research around like Mesoamerica during that time period. Obviously, Oda did a lot of research on the Edo period when, designing Wano. There's a lot of references all throughout. I'm sure he did a little bit of research into ancient Egypt when the Alabasta arc was going on. Yeah. Isn't Joy Boy's name Joy Boy? I mean, Joy Boy seems to be a title. I don't think it was his given name that he was born with, but it might have been. I mean, it might have been like, he might have been the prophecy child that was born to bring about hope and freedom to the world. And they're like, we will name this child Joy Boy, Maybe. Could have been. The only other person we really know during that time period, well, I guess we know a couple of names from that time period. We know Zunisha, and we know Toki. Which Toki has always been fascinating to me because her devil fruit is the Toki no Mi, and her name was literally Toki. So that makes me think that like the time fruit was passed down through like a family lineage, or like maybe her family were like time priestesses or something. And when she was born, she was already decided to be like the next user of that power. So they just named her Toki because she was going to receive that power later. Because it's very coincidental that the person named Toki was given the Toki no Mi. Yeah. Nefertari, well, it'd be Lily. Nefertari is the family name. I'm talking about given names. Because Amatsuki was Toki's family name. And then, yeah, it would be Nefertari or it would be Lily. Yeah. But it depends on how they named people in the Ancient Kingdom. Like exactly what was the naming scheme they used there. But I'm thinking Joy Boy sounds more like a title rather than a name. Yeah. Like Charlotte Oven. Well, in the case with that in Totland, that was already kind of established. Well, first of all, Big Mom's going to name her kids all after food and food-based items because it's Big Mom, you know what I mean? Like, the thing she knows most about is food. So that kind of makes sense why she would name all of her children after various foodstuffs and, like, you're named after an oven, you know what I mean? But then they went out specifically looking for those devil fruits that were based around that kind of shit, and then they gave it to their kids. So, yeah. There's a dude named Ethan. Okay, so technically his name is Ethan Barron, like all one word. It's not Ethan space Barron, but I call him Ethan just because it's funny. It's funny to just name the Gorosei after their normal English, like, just, the 5 Gorosei that rule the world. Ethan, Peter, Jay, Marcus, and Top. Top Man is the only one. Top Man's the one that's, like, the outlier in that regard, yeah. Lola is a food name. Chiffon is. Lola, maybe Oda came up with Lola before he was like certain that all of Big Mom's family members were going to be named after food, because unless there is a type of food named Lola, which there might be in a different language or something. But Lola was like the very first one revealed, so you can kind of see, like, you can give Oda a pass on that one. Like, okay, she was revealed like way back in Thriller Bark, so Oda probably didn't have all of the Charlotte family planned out at that time, When was Ryuma born? We don't know. I always assumed it was like 400 years ago. I don't know why I arrived at that number. I think there was something somewhere that said 400 years ago, because I feel like I got that number from somewhere, but it was never really confirmed 400 years ago. It was something that I picked up from, but like, yeah, it might have been that. It might have been longer ago. Yeah. Oda's writing peaked when he named the rabbit Carrot. I mean, Oda really likes to name characters after food. Like, remember King Tacos? He's King Tacos. The setting in Monsters look very modern. The setting in Monsters looked like an old west town from like the 1880s. So clearly was not Wano. But then again, like Oda is like retconning a lot of this stuff, like back building Ryuma. Like Oda did not know when he wrote Monsters that like One Piece was happening and it was going to be insanely popular, and then Wano was going to be a thing, and Samurai were going to be in that, and Ryuma was going to be in that. So you just kind of have to go back and be like, yeah, that Ryuma in One Piece is the same one in Monsters. It's like, okay, I guess. At what point did Ryuma go from Wano to an old west town? When did that happen? The romance lives on. Yeah, we see that as little eye-catch thing at the end of the chapter. The romance lives on. The romance of Joy Boy and the Iron Giant. They were romantically involved, ladies and gentlemen. Joy Boy loved that giant. Nah, it's the romance of adventure. It continues onward. Dude, it's eerie in a certain sense that these relics from the past, this grand adventure that Joy Boy had like 900 years ago, and this massive war that would happened almost 1,000 years ago, like there are still remnants of that exist in this time period. Like this 1,000-year-old elephant is wandering the seas, and then this giant shambles up and just like, Joy Boy, I remember you. You know, it's just like, wow, that's crazy. Like, what is this story that happened? Really is building excitement for the Void Century, and this is the best way to do it. Oda really has to build up like some stuff that went on in the Void Century to get us sufficiently hyped for when he finally explains the whole story start to finish. With Usopp's lies becoming true, what's a chance he's actually related to Nolan somehow? Oh, I wouldn't be surprised if he was. Some kind of branch family off, or Nolan had like an illegitimate child at one point that grew up to become a descendant of Usopp and Yasop. Like, I'd be okay with that. Noland is related to Banshina. Noland is like not Banshina's like great grandfather or something. That would be crazy. Marco, one thing that has been bugging the mind out of me for the last few weeks. How did the Sea Kings grow up throughout time, especially since the water levels were considerably lower before the Void Century? They weren't that much lower. Listen, 200 meters is a lot for human civilization. Like if the region you're living in right now is just the water level increases by 200 meters, that's a big deal. But the ocean is deep. Like deep. Like it's 10,000 meters all the way down to the ocean floor where Fishman Island is. So yeah, an increase or decrease of 200 meters, that is significant. That should not be overlooked. But for Sea Kings, it's like, oh, nothing really. I mean, like that's not really going to be that much of a difference in terms of Sea Kings thriving in the ocean. You know, it's like, oh no, the ocean is like 9,800 meters, and now it's 10,000 meters. Okay. You know, I'm in Florida. I'd be screwed. Yeah, if you lived on any island nation or close to the coast, yeah, it would just be flooded. If you would be on Hawaii, you'd be gone. Yeah. There's a map you can use to visualize a 200-meter rise. Most of the world would be fine. Most of the world would be fine, but a good chunk of people live on coast. I mean, there's a lot of people that live in coastal cities. LA is a coastal city. San Francisco is a coastal city. Miami, New York. Like, these cities are Boston. Like, it's just the U.S. Like, there's a huge chunk of cities that are on the water for various trade and ports and stuff like that. There'd be problems. There would be problems. Miami is gone. The Maldives are gone. Japan would have major issues. And I think that might be more because Oda is from Japan. So, like, maybe if you lived in an island nation your entire life, if you lived in an island nation like Japan or like the Maldives or something like that, or like in the Philippines somewhere, you would understand the cataclysm that it would be. Like, I live in the center of the mountains in the middle of Pennsylvania. A 200-meter ocean rise, that's not even going to register where I'm at, okay? But, yeah, if you lived on an island nation, it'd be like, dear God, no. It's like, yeah, it's going to be some serious damage there. Yeah. Yeah, there'd be a good chunk of the population. Let's look that up right now. Let's just with the U.S. What percentage of the U.S. population lives on coastal cities? Lives on coastal cities. Let's see here. Google's doing this AI thing now. According to NOAA, Office for Coastal Management, nearly 40% of the U.S. population, or 129 million people, live in coastal counties. However, coastal areas only make up less than 10% of the counties of the country's landmass, excluding Alaska. That means the coastal areas are much more... Yeah, because there's a lot of coast up in Alaska, obviously. It's a huge fucking state, but not a lot of people are living on the coast of, like, northern or western Alaska, you know? There's a lot on the southern, like Juneau and stuff, on the southern coast of Alaska. There's a lot of cities, but on the... Yeah, it's like, yeah. But still, 40% of the U.S., that's 129 million people that would be extraordinarily devastated if the ocean rose 200 meters. Yeah. UK would be screwed as well. Same difference, yeah. Isn't Florida sitting atop of a massive limestone deposit? That sounds about right. I don't know. But there was a lot... Well, there's a lot of... It's a long thing. I'm not going to get into it, but, like... You know what? It's a long story, and it involves geological discussions, and I don't know. We're talking about one, but I don't want to get off on this much of a tangent. All right. The rise of water was done by, oh God, no. It was the fishmen. Like, no, it wasn't. The fishmen were probably most likely thriving during that time period, I would imagine. Just got here. What's up? Hawaii would be aloha, more like below y'all. Yeah, Hawaii would be like gone if it rose that much, yeah. Teching, you should make a video about all the islands that Luffy has liberated while we are on break. Also, happy 4th. Happy 4th. Yeah, I mean it's not for another couple of days, but yeah, next week. Next week. Yeah. Just teched, my house is above sea level. I don't know where my house is above sea level. Let's find out. My house is roughly... I'm 1,100 feet above sea level. I'm good. Whoa, wait, what's that in meters, though? I'm 335 meters above sea level, so I'm good. I'm all right. Do you think the mariner from Waterworld could be an ancestor to the Fishman? Yeah, this movie like a documentary for this situation. Yeah, just go watch Kevin Costner's Waterworld. That'll cue you up on what you need to live in the post-apocalyptic water nightmare. What if Emeth was sent forward in time 600 years by Toki? After Joy Boy spoke to him, they were having the final battle in Marie's. You know, that is something. It is possible. Like Toki sent the Iron Giant in the future, but didn't send him like into the present. Sent him like 200 years before the present. So he like scaled the walls and got defeated. And then Emeth, like, you know, he's still like all like rusted up and everything like that. So he might not be 800 years old. He might just be 200 years old. Still old. So still enough to be like not optimal working conditions, but not 1,000 years old. Yeah. Do you think the Iron Giant has hockey? Yeah. I mean, like, at this point, I don't know how we're going to go about it. Some kind of metal or something. I just don't think hockey is that big of a deal in One Piece like it was before the time skip and right after the time skip when Oda was, like, really focusing on it. Like, because, well, clearly it doesn't matter if you have hockey or not. You're not seriously damaging the Gorosei. The Gorosei, even if you hit them really hard with hockey, they can heal just the same as if you didn't. So I don't think that's going to be a big deal with the Gorosei regardless. And then Frankie might have hockey now, too. Oh, hi, dog. The Iron Giant probably does have hockey. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm assuming. Like you can throw out everything has hockey at this point, really. Hey, Tap. How you doing? Thanks for the art. Oh, yeah, so I'm doing a game show at Techo this year. I'm going to be doing a One Piece trivia. It's going to be based on, like, it's based around, like, bar trivia, pub trivia, if you've ever done that. So I'm getting a really good, I commissioned Tap to make some really nice, like, forms. Like a nice form with, like, the straw hats on it. And there's some concept art that he sent me today, and it looks really, really awesome. So this is going to be, I've never done, like, a game show before. I've never done trivia before. So I need to make it look like I know what the hell I'm doing. And it's just like, that's what we're going to try. Yeah. Oh, don't worry. We have time for it. Yeah, but Tap sent me, like, concept art for the straw hats. Actually, can I show them that? I mean, yeah, I guess I could show you guys the concept art for that. because these are only going to be existing for like if you come to Techo in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, July. What date is that in July? July 20th. I will be there the 20th and the 21st of July in Pittsburgh at the David L. Lawrence Convention Center for Techo. And my panel will be at 8 o'clock at night, One Piece trivia. So let me just show you some of this here. This is some good artwork. And the general layout that I'm trying to go for here. And if it goes well, then maybe make it a yearly thing. Sounds fun. I hope it's fun. I got into a really big kick doing bar trivia with my friends the last couple of months. And I'm just like, dude, maybe I'll just do a One Piece one version of these. So this is the layout that I sent Tap. This is my basic layout. He drew the logo at the top. I am not skilled enough to do that. But this was my basic layout, right? Like, okay, I want to have, like, you know, there's going to be 3 rounds, 25 questions. First round's going to be, you know, like I kind of, well, first round's going to be straw hat based questions. Then there's going to be round 2 and 3, and then, you know, like more difficult as we go, and like a total of 50 points and everything like that. So this was like the basic layout that I sent. I'm like, can you, you know, make that look good? And we have this right here. This is the artwork that Tap sent me earlier today. Check that out. Yep. So we just have to get, he just has to draw Jinbei. And then, yeah, Jinbei's going to be at the very bottom. Jinbei, I actually forgot about Jinbei. I forgot about Jinbei at the 11th hour, and I was like at the very bottom. I'm just like, hey, Jinbei, he gets the bonus question. How about that? Jinbei's going to get the bonus question. And I'm going to make I'll tell you this right now, because it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. I'm going to give Jinbei the easiest question in the entire trivia. Because I want it, because Jinbei's like a dad, and it's like round 3 is going to be fairly difficult questions. And then at the very end, it's just going to be Jinbei like, what's the name of the island where Fishman live? Like Jinbei's like just being the nice dad, like I'm giving you an answer for free. Here you go. So yeah, that's gonna be Jinbei's question. It might just be that, actually. It might just be. It might just in fact be. It's just, what island do fishmen live on? Wink. Yes. So thank you to Tap. Thank you very much. Yeah. It's tough looking after the kids. Give Jinbei a break. Yeah. Yeah, the Chopper and Nami one was essential because I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to fit all the Straw Hats on this one page. So just throw Chopper with Nami. Like that fits. Okay, T.C. Thompson. Do you think Dahl and the other Marines are in danger after the Straw Hats leave because they have seen the Elder's true forms? You know, we kind of brought this up in the review. Like, I brought up a joke about one of the Marines going back home after all this to his wife and like, hello, honey, how was the Buster call? Like, I saw horrible things. Well, yes, honey, it was a Buster call. No, I saw even horribler things. But no, seriously, like, those Marines have all seen so many things. Like, I don't even know. Then again, the government might just be like, screw it at this point. Like, we're at the final big war anyway. Like, the whole world has been like, Vegapunk spilled the beans, you know. They might just be like, screw it and move forward, you know. They might need all the Marines they can muster with this big war happening soon. Yeah. What are your thoughts with the new OPLA new casting evidence? I liked all of them. I'm going to be making a video about them, coming up. And they might be revealing more casting. I'm not sure if they're done yet. So I want to kind of wait a little bit and to see if there's any more reveals. But Smoker especially. The actor that's playing Smoker looks dead on perfect. Yeah. Test for the game. Remember Sapi and Big Pan? Yeah, there you go. There you go. I remember Big Pan. I was trying to think because I didn't want the questions to be too difficult because this is supposed to be fun. I don't want to get up there and be like, what chapter of One Piece did Luffy quote this? I'm not doing that shit. I'm not good with quotations to begin with, so I'm gonna make it. I was going through even the final questions, and I might remove some depending on how difficult it is. But I didn't want it to be too easy, but I don't want it to be too hard. Yeah, and I'm gonna be giving out like prizes and stuff too when we go. Yeah, so it's gonna be a fun time. York invents the memory eraser from Men in Black. Yeah, I do like York in the last chapter was like, elders, you didn't destroy the. You can't just turn off the monitor. You need to unplug the computer. Somebody commented it's like a boomer trying to turn off the computer, and they just turn off the monitor. And it's like, no, the tower is still running. What's the tower? It's like, yeah, like, dude, York is kind of giving a little bit of not sassy, but like a little bit of like, hey, Gorosei, you messed up. I don't think the Gorosei are used to being told you messed up, like they might not really appreciate that too much. Yeah, I'll upload the trivia too. I'll be recording it. I'm gonna have some people helping me out because this is more of like a one-person operation. So, yeah, I'm gonna be filming like at least me at the front wearing my golden sequin jacket and my red bow tie, and I have a PowerPoint that I finished. I can't go over the questions here, obviously, because that would be revealing and that'd be giving it away. The Jinbei bonus question is going to be a give you, though. It's just going to be here you go. Here's a free point. Jinbei gives you a free point because he's a stand-up guy. Yeah. It would be more symbolic if the slaves of Marijois knew the drumbeat of Nika, which attracted the Iron Giant to be their savior to go up there. If the slaves of Marijois knew the drumbeat of Nika, which attracted the Iron Giant to be their savior to go up there. Dude, that would have been, yeah. It, like, drew the Iron Giant up. Like, their hopes and dreams powered it up. Because it is a question, like, how did it power up 200 years ago? Was it somebody that had the fruit? Was it somebody that had Bonnie's fruit that used the Nika ability? Was it, like, just the prayers and hopes and dreams of everybody? Why the Vice Admirals don't use Haki to reverse the effects of Bonnie's fruit? It takes a lot of Haki to do that. Maybe Bonnie is a lot stronger than we originally assumed. Because people have kind of been putting Bonnie as just like, nah, she's not that strong. She doesn't have Haki. Well, she clearly does. And she was able to do it, so maybe her Haki is stronger than the Admirals. Or maybe Oda just forgot about it. Oh, is Truck in the chat? Yeah. I've been saying that since we learned. Yeah. What's your favorite PA amusement park between Hershey, Dorney Park, and Nobles? I've only been to one of those. I've only been to Hershey. Never been to Dorney. I've never been to Nobles. Never been to Sandcastle. I've been to Idlewild a few times. Been to Kennywood a few times. Hershey's definitely the best one. Hershey is the Pennsylvania equivalent to Disney. It's the closest thing we have. It's not much, but it's close. I mean, it's not close to Disney. I've been to Disney. It's not even close to fucking Disney, but it's the closest thing we have. It's Hershey's chocolate world. Everything is chocolate themed. It's just like you go there. It's a good place. It's a nice place to spend an afternoon if you're in amusement parks and stuff. Yeah. We went there. We didn't go last year, but we went like every year before that for like a couple years. We might go again this year. Yeah. We had our senior class trip there. That was a really crappy day for me. That was not fun. That was a crappy day. But every time I've been there since, it's been fun. Do you think Fishman hybrids like Wotans and Sapi suffered persecution? Probably. Oda doesn't go too much into the Wotans or anything like that. So there's probably not that many of them. But I would imagine, yeah, they would suffer a lot of persecution. Absolutely. I don't think hybrids had the prices at the public employment office at the auction house. But I'm sure if a Wotan came up, they would throw it in the auction house just like Fishman or whatever. Here we have a rare hybrid, and it would, Disco would be up there trying to like, build it up or whatever. 200 meters is a huge deal. Yeah, people, I think, are underplaying how big of a deal 200 meters is, like a rise of sea level. Like, that's a big, big, big deal. Like, I don't know if is there a program? I might have to download it, but is there a program to, like, see the world with rising sea levels? Like, just, like, if the sea levels rose, sea level rise map. Let's see what we got here. How many people have awakened the power of Nika? If the Iron Giant really uses the energy of the drums of liberation, who was the wielder 200? That's one thing we have to debate. Like, you know, was it a version of the Gamu Gamu no Mi, like from back then, or was it another fruit, or was it some other power source that initiated it? Or because there was a theory earlier, somebody said, what if Toki sent it into the future so it was still surviving off the power from the time jump? Like the initial power was okay, and then it had the ability to climb the mountain, and then it immediately turned off because there was nothing else there. That actually makes sense. I like that idea, that it was like a time jump. Yeah. Interactive climate map. Oh, here's something. Sea levels have risen 8 inches in the past few years, and it freaks scientists out. Oh, here we go. Here's something. All right. Yeah, but this doesn't. I want like a map to show me, like, if I could type in like 200 meter rise, 300 meter rise, floodmap.com. All right. Let's see what we got here. Oh, here we go. All right. Okay, here's something. All right. Oh, God. That's terrifying. Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay. All right. I'm going to show you guys this. Check this out. Check this shit out. All right. So here's the Earth. Here's the planet we live on. Hi, everybody. You know, you got your North America, you got your South America, you got Africa, you got Asia, Europe, you got Greenland over here, you got your Australia, you got your New Zealand. Antarctica kind of doesn't exist on this map, but don't worry, Antarctica is not important right now. All right, so let's increase the sea level. You know what? Let's go simple. Let's increase the sea level by 20 meters and see what happens. All right, not much, but you can look down here. Florida is fucked. Florida is, look, the Bahamas are gone. 20 meters. 20 meters. Look at this. Cuba, a good chunk of Cuba. Where's Hispaniola at? Did Hispaniola? No, Hispaniola's over here. Oh, man. Florida is wrecked. The Keys are gone. Miami is gone. All of these port cities are gone. 20 meters. Ocean City, I've been there. Even Philly. Philly is flooded. All up and down. Look at New York. Look at Manhattan. Look at Manhattan. Look at this. Woo-hoo-hoo! Yeah. They're gone. Massachusetts Bay, fucked. Gone. All right. Let's look over here. Let's look in England. London. Look at London. Where were we at? Where were we at for the convention? We were over here in the east. We were like East Endish. Kind of London. Canary Wharf. We were around Canary Wharf. I remember a lot of our tube stops were at Canary Wharf. Canning Town. I was in Canning Town. All of this gone. All of this flooded. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Look at this. Maldives. Maldives are gone. Japan. Tokyo. Yeah, Tokyo. Real bad news. Look at that. Okay. So that's 20 meters. 20. Let's go 200. Let's just go. I was going to notch it up, but let's just go. You guys ready for 200? Are you ready for 200 meters? We always knew that the Thames would get us one day. Damn. All right, here we go. 200 meters. I don't even know if I'm going to be safe. 200 meters. Oh, the South is just gone. All of the South, all of Corpus Christi, Houston's gone, Baton Rouge, all of Louisiana's gone. All of Mississippi's gone. This is pretty far inland. Whew. I'm in Western PA, so I'm okay, but damn, that goes further inland. Oh my God, New York gone. Oh man, look at that. Oh, Alaska's real broken up. California is just, wow, California now is like a Great Lake in the center of it. Is Jersey good? I don't think so, man. Oh, look at that. Just goes straight up Mississippi River. Dude, this is almost connecting with the Great Lakes here. Probably would be connecting with the Great Lakes. Look at that. All the water levels just rising up. Dude, the Maldives were gone a while ago. Yeah, and all of New Jersey is like underwater. Sorry, guys. Sorry, Jersey's gone, guys. We lost Jersey. Yeah. Yeah, if you live up here in the mountains in the desert, you're fine, but like, damn. I mean, you're not fine. I mean, the global economy's pretty wrecked after this. Well, here's Europe. Anybody live in Europe? There's Europe. Oh, I'm sure Hawaii is gone. Oh, no. Actually, Hawaii is still here somehow. I guess Hawaii was higher sea level than I originally assumed. Yeah, Hawaii is like 2,000 meters above sea level. I guess Hawaii did rise up out of the like volcanic eruptions and stuff. This is Africa. Down here is pretty flooded. Mozambique and stuff are pretty flooded. Somalia is flooded. Yeah, Egypt's going to be pretty flooded. Any area around the Mediterranean and the Delta is going to get flooded, obviously. This is well, Italy don't look like a boot no more. Italy does not look like a boot. I did not think this was going to be the way we're going to do this stream today, but all right. This is England. Spain is fairly okay. Spain's kind of chilling. All right. India, a good chunk of India is left, but if you figure how big India was, damn. Maldives are gone. Yeah, everything. All the Andaman Islands are just gone. Yeah, the Indonesia, Philippines are not completely gone, but a good chunk of them. Australia. Ooh, Australia's kind of split in half here a little bit. New Zealand's still doing relatively okay. New Zealand's all right. New Zealand's not doing too bad. All right, let's see what Japan's up to. I mean, like, Japan's really broken up there, but it's still holding on. Yeah. It's not completely underwater. This whole section of, like the Korean Peninsula up into a little bit of Russia here, this is all just separated from the mainland. Yep. Yeah, Long Island is completely submerged. Puerto Rico, pretty sure. Puerto Rico's actually, yeah, you know. That's about what, a good half of Puerto Rico gone. Yeah, let's look at South America. We haven't really looked at much of South. Whoa! Whoa! Yeah, well, think about all the water tables in, like, the Amazon rainforest and stuff like that. All of that would be flooded. I mean, obviously, over here, Peru, this is all very, like, desert. But, like, yeah. Man. So that's 200 meters. So, yeah, if anybody's talking about, like, oh, 200 meters, that's nothing. I'm like, this would destroy the world. If this, I mean, it wouldn't destroy the world literally. The humans would still be around, but, like, man, everything that we knew about our modern world, like, everything would be wrecked if that happened, like, overnight. Like, this would be day after tomorrow type shit. Yeah. 400 meters, let's go. 400 meters. Okay. I think I'm still somehow okay. I'm kind of okay. Oh, but the rest of the world isn't. Oh, dear God. Half of the U.S. is just covered in water. Oh, man. Anyway, that's enough. I mean, we've seen it. I'm not going to go through every little area, like 3,000 feet, 6,000 feet, but damn. That is intense. That's floodmap.com if you want to go and look into that yourself. I would be all right, but I would have an oceanfront property. Yeah. Oh, dude. So that's the flood right there. There's the flood. Let's go take a look at some of the super chats. Do you like sports anime manga? Not really. I've tried so many times to read sports manga. I'm not into it. I tried Prince of Tennis, didn't like it. I tried Slam Dunk, didn't like it. I tried Haikyuu. Everyone was like applauding Haikyuu. I really tried to get into it. I just can't. I'm just not a sports manga guy. The art is amazing. I acknowledge this. The characters look good. I acknowledge this, you know? I'm just not into the premise. I just can't get to it. I don't know why. It's not like I like slice of life manga too. I like stuff that doesn't necessarily involve anything supernatural or magic or anything like that. But I just can't get behind the sports stuff. Recent chapters have recontextualized Bonnie's first meeting with the Straw Hats for me. As a child, she saw them fight nobles without question. This must have looked ridiculous to her, but also liberating. Oh, definitely. Like, she had to stop Zoro from cutting up Charlos, but, like, this was probably a moment where she realized, like, holy crap, there are people that are brave enough or maybe stupid enough to attack the Celestial Dragons. Vegapunk glazing ancient kingdom tech, but the robot runs on drum beats specifically from a devil fruit. Frankie Cola tech is more advanced than... You know, well, Vegapunk had no idea what Frankie's Cola tech even was. Like, when Frankie was describing how he runs to Vegapunk, he was just like, what? You run on Cola? You run your ship on Cola? What is this? It's like a version of technology of, like, power source that Vegapunk never even considered. So, yeah. Any thoughts on Demon Slayer? I've liked from what I've seen. I saw Mugen Train, and I read a little bit of the manga. I just haven't gotten way into it. Geography is everything, but nature is dangerous. Yeah, damn nature, you scary. Yeah. Yeah, we don't know how many people awakened the power of the sun god. I mean, like, from what the government says, from what the Gorosei said, it's like Luffy and Joy Boy are the only people that have awakened it. We don't think there's anybody else throughout history, but there might have been. Though we're seeing alternate explanations for the Iron Giant showing up, so yeah. What is your favorite PA? Oh, I answered that one already. I guess if I had to go, it would be Hershey. Yeah. Answered these ones. Yeah, I'll be at Techo the 20th and 21st. Come stop by and say hey. And then after the panel, we'll do like an autograph picture session. We do that every year. I'll do a panel, and then we'll go out in the hallway and find an area, and people will line up, and we'll do pictures and autographs and whatever you'd like. Yep, absolutely. Do you think the I answered that one already. I think I got all these ones. Yeah, these were the first ones we got here. Yeah, I got all these. I just wanted to say why someone would possibly want to turn into a jacket with the fruit is to keep a loved one warm in a terrible situation. Yeah, we shit talk the jacket fruit. There probably is a really sad story on, like, the origin of the jacket fruit. It might be something like that, absolutely. That's very wholesome, yes, but that could be true. Like, we make fun of it because it's just inherently funny for someone to turn into a jacket. Like, that's goofy as hell. But, you know, with One Piece, the idea is Oda takes something goofy as hell and turns it really, really sad. Where do you think the Blackbeard pirates are? Probably going back to Hachinosu. With everything happening with Garp, I feel like they would have, like, Blackbeard, you need to get back here now. So I don't think Blackbeard is off somewhere else. Like, I think after the events of Sword attacking Hachinosu, Blackbeard would be on his way back to his home base. Also, they got Garp there, so they gotta, yeah. Yeah, he took a guy wearing diapers and made him the best character. Yeah, so Oda could do anything. Are you cold, honey? Take my skin. Now, it was probably like, are you cold? I would do anything to get you warm. And then he turned into a jacket. Kuroko's Basket Story is dope and has peak Japanese voice actors and animation is awesome. I might check it out at some point. I can't get into them. Always catching the teching streams midway. I'm okay if like there's sports like used as a side thing, like the tennis thing in Death Note. There was also a slice of life manga I read back in high school called Good Ending, and there was some tennis stuff going on with that, but it was like not the main focus. It was like behind the scenes, and like it was like, oh, they play tennis and there's some tennis terminology and games and stuff like that, but no, it wasn't the forefront. Yeah, stuff like that I'm fine with. Will you cover any Hunter x Hunter when it returns or not? Probably not going to make like chapter reviews on it or anything, but I'll definitely talk about it in streams. Yeah. How do we know? Because I know Togashi's been working on new chapters, but do we know like when it's going to be released? Maybe they might be waiting for for My Hero to end, and then as soon as My Hero ends in August, that's when they're doing Hunter x Hunter. They might just be waiting for My Hero to finish up, and then Hunter x Hunter. To kind of like pick up just like, oh, okay, well, My Hero's gone, but at least we have like 10 chapters of Hunter x Hunter to throw in. I have not read Blue Box, no. Laundry Devil Fruit was imagined by a priest. Wash your sins of devils. Maybe it could have been like that, yeah. Yes, I've definitely read the chapter of My Hero, but we're not going to talk about it here. I'm definitely going to... That stream was fun. We did the My Hero stream a few days ago. That was fun. We had a lot of, like discussions in that stream about, like, morality and, like, society and stuff like that, which you could definitely get that from One Piece. Like, One Piece literally has a central government that, like, is corrupted and rules the world. Like, you know, obviously there's some commentary there. But, like, it takes place in a fantasy world, ultimately. And the idea of My Hero is it takes place in our world. But, like, how would our world change from superpowers? And Horikoshi tries his best to, like, show us that world and how the world would change and how the governments and everything would have to shift with it without making it too, like, boring. But he tries to go as realistic as he can. Now, he definitely doesn't go as into detail with as many things as, you know, like it's not that extensive, but he tries his best to, like, make it entertaining while showing us this world that he created. Yeah. Was kind of messed up, the person that thought of sugar's fruit. I almost guarantee you, if that's how devil fruits were created, like somebody had to like desire that power, it was probably a little kid. It was probably a little kid that never wanted to grow up and wanted to play with their toys and wanted everybody to be their toys. And then that was probably the origin of the hobby no me. It's probably like a little kid that's like, I never want to grow up. I want to be like Peter Pan or some shit. And then that's where the power came from, probably. If that is in case how devil fruits were created, like individual desires. What computer are you using? I don't know. I bought it last year. It works pretty good. I got a damn good graphics card in this thing. It's been pulling its weight. Yeah, he touches on that stuff a lot. Yeah, I feel like I haven't seen much of The Boys, but I feel like The Boys is a much more, like you said, dystopian angle on, like, how corrupted could this system really get? You know, with, like, people like Homelander and stuff like that. Yeah, and Horikoshi does touch upon that with, like, Nagant and Hawks and their jobs and stuff like that, but, yeah. Don't you have an RTX 4060? Yeah, I think it's that. I think it's something like that. I don't think the Strides are going to split up again. We got a question like that last week, too. People were asking, like, what about the Strides splitting up? I mean, like, if they get to a new island, they split up kind of all the time. But, like, are they going to split up for a good, like, for, like, a training arc or something? No. Should I start My Hero? I mean, now's the best time to do it because you can read the whole thing all the way through. Bonnie basically confirmed to join the crew this recent chapter. See, I don't understand how people can, like, arrive at that conclusion, because I did not arrive at that conclusion when I read the last chapter. I don't know how, because, like, every arc, there's always a character or group of characters that, like, pals around with the Straw Hats and helps out in the fight and is a very close ally. And most of the time, they don't end up joining the crew at the end of it. Yeah, I don't see Bonnie joining. Atlas is going to be fun in Elbath, yeah. A semi-Straw Hat. Well, if we're going with that logic, a lot of people are honorary Straw Hats. I'm saying that because Sanji and Frankie kept saying Captain's orders. What? Well, okay, so Luffy gave them an order to attack, and Sanji said Captain's orders, and then Bonnie joined in. That's a stretch to me. To me, that's a stretch. I think Sanji just said it because, oh, okay, Captain's orders. He is my captain, so Ifrit Janbei hell memories. He said so. You know, he didn't say anything to, like. Now if Sanji would have said something to Bonnie like, "Hey Bonnie, that's our captain. He gave us an order. You know what to do." That wasn't the situation, though. Yeah. Yeah, I think they're going to get to Elbath, and Bonnie and Kuma and Atlas and Lilith are going to, like, stay on Elbath with Saul and continue research or something. I don't know. But I don't think they're going to come with them, yeah. Yeah. Are you going to stream more games on Twitch at some point? I have nothing planned, like, at the moment, no. I do the Yu-Gi-Oh! Streams every week on Twitch, and that's pretty much it with Briggs. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I didn't read it as Sanji, like, showing Bonnie the ropes of how to fight or anything like that. I just viewed it as, like, hey, we're being attacked by a giant demon bird. We all have to pull our power together and fight. And, you know, yeah, I think that was the case. And Luffy said, hey, Bonnie, let's fight. I don't think it was because you join my crew. It was, you're really strong. Let's join forces and fight this thing. Yeah. Tekken, you seem like you don't play video games. So I play video games, not as much as a lot of people do, but I do play. But when I do play video games, I want to use it as a relaxation thing. I don't want to stream while I play video games because it's not relaxing. It's, okay, I am on, as it were. I am teching when I play video games. I have to commentate, and I have to keep the energy level up, and I'd be like, I'm playing a video game, aha, you know, and that's fine every now and then, but, like, a lot of times when I play a video game, I just want to sit on my chair upstairs in my recliner and just have a nice cup of tea or coffee and just sit there and just play my game, not talk, and just, like, you know, just turn my brain off and just play a game. You know what I mean? That's usually how I want to do it. So that's the idea. You want to be Matt as opposed to teching. I mean, like, they're the same person. It's just that teching I have to dial the energy levels up a little bit. Because it's not going to be very fun if I just sit there and play a game and I'm not talking for 2 hours. I'm just playing a game. You know, like, that's not funny. I love Persona 5. I loved Royal. Can't wait for the next one. I love Persona 3 Reload when that came out. I played that back in February. That was really fun. Might be getting to the point where I'll play that again, actually. Now that, you know, do the new game plus type situation, you know what I mean? You looking forward to Sparking Zero? Yeah. I don't know if I'll get this one. I'm not a huge fighting game fan, actually. The premise is, like just all the characters that they have in it look cool. I do like Zelda. I've played Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild is the game I probably played the most in my entire life. I 100%ed Breath of the Wild, and then I did it again on hard mode. I've, like, done everything in that game. Like, I've collected every Korok seed. I've gotten every item, every weapon, like, done everything in Breath of the Wild. I liked Tears of a Kingdom. It just wasn't... I liked the first one more. Tenkaichi fanatic back in the day. My favorite Vegapunk is Edison, easily. Edison. I played a little bit of Elden Ring. I wasn't into it. Why did you like Breath of the Wild specifically? You know, excuse me. I think it was just because it was the first Switch game I ever played, and it was a really great system. It just came out, and I got it, and I haven't really played a game like Breath of the Wild before that, and I just loved everything in the way it just worked perfectly. I can't really describe it. It was just like a really immersive game, and I'm sure people have had that with other Zelda games, but that was the one for me. You know, the big open world, you can kind of go anywhere. You know what I mean? There's people that play Breath of the Wild that charge Ganon's castle like as soon as they get off the plateau, they just like go straight for the castle and like, you know, with a stick and a shield, and they're able to beat Ganon at like full power. It's like wild, you know. I wasn't that good at the game. I got pretty good at that game, but I didn't get that good at the game. Yeah, it's a great open world. Yeah. Yeah, Twilight Princess. I played a lot of Twilight Princess growing up, too. I played Twilight Princess on the Wii. You know, I really should get that game for, like, is there Twilight Princess on the Switch? I might check it out if it's on the Switch, because I had to play it on the original Wii, and it was awkward as hell because my room was super small. I should have played it on the GameCube. That would have probably been better. But, yeah. No, it's on the Wii U, though. I could get it. I have a GameCube. I could just buy it for the GameCube. How's the Porygon Crochet? It's good. It's in my game room on top of a shelf with all my other Pokemon. It's next to a Rowlet. I had to get a new fridge this past week because my game room fridge died, so I had to get a new fridge and had to ask a friend to help me get it up the steps and got it in there, so it's working pretty good right now. New fridge. Yeah, I like the idea that let's go to Ganon, right? And they don't make it easy. I mean, if you're going to Ganon straight from the plateau, I mean, you're going to have to fight a lot of enemies on the way there. Then you're going to get close to the castle grounds, which are littered with the sentinels, the robots. And if you get shot with that thing once, you're dead because you only have like 3 hearts at this point in the game, maybe 4. So it's an instant kill if any of those things hit you. You got to master the shield reflect, which is I was really good at that shit. You have to get into the castle. You got to go through the castle. You got to know exactly where you're going. You got to know exactly where all the good weapons are to pick up. I love that aspect of the game. You can pick up any weapon. It doesn't matter. You don't have to level up your character. You find a giant claymore. You can pick up the claymore. You just do it. You just go. And then you have to fight Ganon at full power. You know, you don't have any of the benefits or the boons from the Divine Beast. You don't have Urbosa's Fury or anything like that. You don't got anything. And you're shirtless. And you just got to do it. And there's people that have done it. It's wild. Yeah. Oh, the Lionels, dude. You got to fight those things, too, on the way up. Damn, yeah. Yeah, you're pretty much dead. Now, I understand. Now, here's the thing. And you'll know instantly where I'm going with this, because I went with this with Odyssey, all right? Okay. So, One Piece Odyssey, when that came out. I play Breath of the Wild, right? The first Breath of the Wild. I love that game. I played the shit out of that game. I got to 100% in that game. I got all the armor. I got all the ancient armor. I got the Breath of the Wild armor, you know. And then I went on all those side quests. All those side quests to go to the fairy fountains and upgrade every single piece of equipment all the way to maximum. Do you know how long that took me? You know, to go around and like, we need you to collect 27 stag beetles to level up your helmet. It's like, oh, that's going to take a while. You know, so going around the whole map, tracking freaking stag beetles and shit, trying to like sneak up on them and grab them really quick. Yeah, I collected every goddamn Korok seed, every single one, collecting everything in the game. And I'm like, wow, I love this game. I love this. I love it. And then the sequel came out. And I kind of knew they were going to do this with the sequel. I kind of expected it, but even then it really pissed me off. It's like, okay, beginning of the sequel. All right. You got your thing on, you got all your health, you got all your stamina, you got your master sword. I'm like, great. You're exploring under the castle. And then Ganondorf comes out and sucks all your health away. And I'm like, motherfucker, do you know how long that took me to get? God! All right, okay. Well, where's all the armor from? Well, that's all gone. All right, well, good thing I could pick up some weapons. They're all shit now. Okay, well, at least we have all of the magnesis. Oh, that's gone too. All right. Alrighty. I get it. Fuck you. I'll play the game, and I did, and I beat the game. I get it. You got new mechanics you want to show. I understand. You could have kept both mechanics. Kind of leave it up for the player's choice. That would have been fun. I would have really enjoyed that. Oh, the Ancient Armor set was probably my favorite. Or the Nightmare Link one. That was really good. The Evil Link version, yeah. Oh, yeah, you get to keep your horse. They were able to transfer that part over. It's just like, hey, what happened to all my fucking upgraded armor that it took me forever to get? Did Zelda just sell all that shit when she moved into my house? Because if you go to your house, that was one thing I was curious about in Tears of a Kingdom. Like, all right, I'm going to go to my house and see what's going on there. And you go to your house, and Zelda lives there now. It's like, and if you explore the house, you go under the house, you find, guess what you find? It's like you find Link's hair braid. Wow. So you could tie your hair back like in the first game. Wow. Great. She sold all my shit. Zelda moved in and sold all of my armor collection, clearly. No, she didn't buy that house. I bought that house. I remember. I was there. I built up the house. I fixed up the damn house. I remember that. I beat the game, but like I was like, man. Dude. It would have been so cool. It would have been so cool that you would have been able to transfer stuff from that first game over to the second one. Don't give me any crap that they wouldn't have been able to do that or it's beyond. No, you could have done it. You could have done it. I'd say, this is my hot take. If you played 100% through that first game, you should be allowed to transfer everything over. Well, that's not going to make the game too easy. That'll make the game too easy. I don't care. That's my decision. I worked hard in that first game. The second game should be easier. I worked hard as shit in that first one. Or it could give you an option that like, hey, you can transfer over everything or you could start from nothing. You can choose. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, maybe if I wanted to start from nothing and give it a full experience, I can do that. But I would like to have all my shit from the first game, please. Yeah. Nah, they definitely could have. Look at Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3. Exactly. Just give people the option, you know? I get it. They wanted Ultra Hand to be a thing. Like, let's focus on Ultra Hand. It's a new mechanic. You can craft in this game. Hey, I got nothing against Ultra Hand. I crafted some really fun shit. There were some people making a lot of really cool stuff on the internet. It was neat. I liked Ultra Hand. Why'd you have to get rid of Magnesis and the other stuff? I don't understand why. It's just like, just have both. And people can choose. They could be like, do I want to play the game like in the first one, or do I want to play this new mechanic? Or a synergy, a combination of both. That would have been perfect. Oh, dude, I would kill if someone modded Tears of a Kingdom with those specifications. Someone modded it so you can have all the shit from the first game. That would be great. It's the same engine. You know, all the weapons are just decayed all over the world. I'm like, screw off. You know? Yeah. Magnesis would be redundant. I don't care if it's redundant. That's how I want to play the game. I might not use it as much, but it's nice to have in your back pocket. Be cool. Losing stasis was horrible. Fine. Yeah, fine. Just turn into a Zelda live stream now. I did like Tears of a Kingdom, though. I did play it a lot. I played it all the way to the end. I beat Ganondorf. It was a really fun finale. I like that Ganondorf at the end could do the freeze time, too. It's like, oh, okay. I get you here. Yeah. I liked how they developed a little bit more of the characters' stories and stuff like that. That was fantastic. It's just that I never... Oh! What happened to my fucking motorcycle? You know that motorcycle? I got the DLC. You know how much of a pain in the ass that thing was to get? I went through all of that shit, all through the trials to get my badass motorcycle. That's just gone. Where did my motorcycle go? All right? Damn it. Zelda, what happened to the motorcycle? I paid for that bike. I did. You have to pay for the DLC. I paid for that bike, damn it. Oh, dude. Yeah, and they give you the bike right at the end of the DLC when there's nothing else to do in the game. So it's like, yay, congratulations, here's a bike. You can go anywhere on the map now. Although, of course, at this point, you probably have done everything. But, hey, you can run over moblins in a bike at, like, 80 miles an hour. You're riding across the desert at, like, 2 o'clock in the morning, and there's a group of moblins out just like, what? You just slam into them. Oh. Oh, man. I forgot about that bike. Oh, that bike really pissed me off. That was I'm playing the game, and I didn't even register the bike at first. And then, like, a good, like, 5-6 hours into the game, I was like, wait a minute, where's my fucking bike? Oh, man. Yeah, Zelda-themed D&D sounds fun. That sounds like a fun time, yeah. You can make a flying motorcycle. I don't care. I want my motorcycle. I paid for that damn motorcycle. Yeah. The Hyrule tax was insane. You know what it went out. Like, to rebuild that kingdom, Link had to sell all of his personal effects to rebuild that kingdom. Yeah, I'd play Zelda D&D easily. That'd be fun. One Piece card game Twitch stream at any point. Maybe. Yeah, maybe we could do that. There's like a website where we can play it on. Sure. It makes my friggin' day when I see you're live on Netflix. I'm on Netflix right now. Welcome to the Teching 101 show. Teching and Barry. Oh, check this out. I bought an oar today. Me and my dad were at a sporting goods store earlier. And my dad was looking at hunting stuff, and I was in the fishing department. I saw this oar, and I'm like, dude, I need an oar for One Piece Marines. Because Kai just goes around and smacks people with an oar. I'd be like, cool, I'm just gonna buy this oar. All right. I go up to the front and the cashier, and I'm just like, one oar, please. So, yeah, I got an oar now. Whee! Oh, man. Kai! Did you figure out why Barry is a vampire? Barry decided to be a vampire. That is his decision he made in life, and I am supporting of it 100%. I'm learning a little bit each time. With the 3 Vegapunks we have left, do they all make it? Because Atlas goes up by herself. Yeah, Atlas does. That's something I missed in the last chapter. Atlas does go into the sky. She does jetpack up. We see her, like, flying up in the chapter. So I don't know what she's planning on doing. Because, like, they're like, where's Usopp and everybody? And she's like, I'll go check. And then she flies up. Maybe she wants to rendezvous with Lilith for a reason, like tell Lilith something in person. Because if she tries to do it telepathically or through the message, maybe, like, York will hear. So maybe she wants to, like, meet Lilith in person and have a conversation that they can't track. Where is York? York is still in the lab, right? York is just running around the lab for some reason. Like, what is York's mission exactly right now? Like, yeah. No, the cashier did not say anything. The cashier was the cashier that just, like, doesn't register anything. Like, I walk up to the cashier and I'm just like, one oar, please. And she's just like, beep. Total's $30. Okay. Beep. Here's your receipt. Have a good day. I'm like, all right, later. And I was a cashier for a long time. I get it. I get it when you're just like, I don't care. Just take, here's your receipt. Bye. You know, just like, I don't. Cashier, just all right. Yeah, it's most cashiers. It is true. Yeah, I was like that many days. My mom was a cashier for a good chunk of her life, and there were days where she was like that as well. Were they not concerned? They did not ask me anything about the oars. I walked up, paid for an oar, and left. Didn't say a word. Yeah. Cat in a box. Or. Keep it up, you beautiful person. Well, thank you, Damien. 'Tis the curse of the real life of a retail worker. Oh, yeah. I called it going zombie, because there'd be days I go into work and I'm just like, okay, I am going to go into work and I am literally putting in, like, bare minimum effort here. And I'm just going to sit there and just like, hey, how you doing? Great. Beep, beep, beep. All right, your total is 530, sir. All right, thank you. Slide your card. All right, here's your receipt. You have a good day. Like, that's bare minimum you're getting from me when I was really just not having it that day. Canoe. If I had a canoe. Yeah, the turn your brain off and cruise through work day. Yeah, I think most of us have been through that. Yeah. What was your dad's reaction? He just laughed because I told him what I was like, I could just use this as a prop. Yeah. He bought a pair of jean shorts because he's a dad. He's a 66-year-old dad, so he bought a pair of jean shorts. He was like, "Oh, I wonder if they have jean shorts here. I can't find any jean shorts anywhere. I need a good pair." I'm like, "All right," and they did. They had them. So that's my dad. We love the jorts. Yeah. Kai should learn Fishman karate. That is not a bad idea, actually. You can learn. Humans can learn it. A koala was able to learn it. I'm going to talk to Rustage about that, maybe. Ooh, maybe. You know, people have said me Kai should multi-class into, like, Fathomless Warlock because it's, like, really good synergy. But honestly, like, I don't know how I can make that. I mean, you could make anything work in D&D. But, like, I think, you know, maybe multi-classing into Monk might be better. Especially with... the Ranger, I mean, like, Ranger, even the revised Ranger is not super optimal. Like, so maybe only taking a few levels in Ranger and then going Monk after this would be better, maybe. Check some here. Revised Ranger. So, with Revised Ranger... What do I get next? I'm level, what are we, level 7 right now? I think, so in the next levels in ASI will be level 8. Next level will be ASI. So I'm definitely going to take that because I need to get the ASI. I'll get Fleet of Foot. What does that do? Beginning at 8th level, you can use the dash action as a bonus action. That's good. I can dash for free, basically. Well, it's a bonus, but I can dash and attack in the same turn. That's good. Dude, I could even dash. I could go 30 feet, attack, run away 30 feet. I guess opportunity attack would be there, but I could figure something out with that. Oda, 1,119 chapters and still no pirate jokes. There's been a few. Yeah, Bell scales with any class I have, yeah. There was a guy that commented on the Discord of exactly how Belle's, like, stats should be right now, and I had to adjust it. So Belle is optimal right now. Her AC should have been 1 higher, and some of her stats should have been, her strength should have leveled up. So that's the thing. She should have leveled up. She should have gotten the ASI at level 4 too. Like, she gets an ASI same as I do, you know, so she can increase her stats by 2 or 2 by 1, and I didn't do that. So yeah. Now, her intelligence is a little bit of an exception to that rule, because a crab's intelligence is like 4 or something like that. It's a crab, right? Belle's intelligence is specifically 15. It's 1 point higher than Kai. Kai is 14, Belle is 15. I did that for a reason, because I wanted it to be the joke that Belle is actually slightly smarter than Kai. Because she's clearly intelligent. Like, she's, you know, we've seen this from her, clearly. So... yeah, she's clearly a smart crab. But maybe after level 8, maybe I'll jump into something else. Yeah. Or not. Maybe I'll just push through with Ranger, because I just really want to see, like, Ranger do well. Yeah. Shiryu has a black blade. Yeah? I can imagine that. It's Thunderbolt. It's Ryu. Ryu. It's the name of his sword. That's a smart crab. She is. Yeah. Dash and Zephyr. Oh, yeah, Zephyr Strike would make that really broken. Yeah. I thought about Cleric or Druid. I like the idea of just staying as a Ranger, though. You know, just because Ranger is kind of regarded as, like, the shittiest class. And the revised version does a little bit of work, but, like, yeah. It's not the best. But Kai does it well. Let's see, I'll get hide in plain sight, which if I stay still, my enemies will have -10 penalty to see me. Vanish. At 14th level, you can use the hide action as a bonus action. Also, you can't be tracked by non-magical means unless you choose to leave a trail. That's really good. Ooh, at level 18, if we ever got to that point, I get feral senses. Kai becomes an animal. You gain preternatural senses that help you fight creatures you can't see. When you attack a creature you can't see, your inability to see it doesn't impose disadvantage on your attack rolls. Kai's just fighting ghosts. Yeah. You can't see me. Oh, how did you hit me? I can know. I have Sage. Kai unlocks Sage mode. Just yeah. And the capstone. Oh, wait, no. No, wait, no. Oh, these. Oh, wait, no. That's what I'll get no matter what. The capstone for that is Foe Slayer. You become an unparalleled hunter. Once on each of your turns, you can add your wisdom mod to the attack roll or the damage roll of an attack you make. You can choose to use this feature before or after the attack roll. Okay, so that's like the standard, but I'm the Beast Conclave. So the ultimate level of Beast is at 15th level. Whenever an attacker your companion sees hits you with an attack, it can use its reaction to have the attack's damage. That could be good. Oh, at 11th level, Bell will be able to make a melee attack against each creature of its choice within 5 feet of it. So we just throw Bell in the middle of like a group of enemies, and then she can attack all of them at once. That'd be cool. And Bell can grapple 2 people at the same time with her claws. Yeah. Bell Brawl. Bell of the Brawl. That was the name of a 4Kids episode. No shit. During Kokoyashi, during Arlong Park, because her name was Belle Mere, one of the episode's names was Bell of the Brawl. Get it? Gotta love 4Kids. Oh, yeah, that's a question. Like, why didn't Kuma go to Kureha for Bonnie? Maybe Kureha couldn't have helped her. Because, like, from what we've seen, like, the kind of treatment that needed to be done for Bonnie was not, like, medication. It wasn't just, like, medication. It was, like, Vegapunk messing with, like, her genetics and stuff. Like, it was, like, a very important... It was, like, a very different kind of procedure. Like, maybe he had to use, like, stem cells and shit like that. Like, not stuff that, like, Kureha would have. Yeah, Sanji's VA from 4Kids is good. Yeah, David Moo. He's a... Last time I heard, I mean, this was years ago, but he was a bartender in Brooklyn, I think. Yeah. Feel like Oda messed up there. Maybe he did. Maybe he forgot about it. Maybe they'll include something in the anime. Any doctor from Drum... I don't think any doctor from Drum Island could have looked at it. Kureha might have had a understanding of what it was, because the disease was so rare, like, not a lot of people even had it anymore. So, like, most doctors would look at it and just be like, we have no idea what the hell this even is. You know, a couple of doctors would have heard about it kind of in the history books. Like, Kureha would have known about it, but would she have been able to cure it? Oh, yeah, Elbaf in the anime looks great. It looks beautiful. Really excited to finally get there. It's really good. People said it gave you, like, Vinland Saga vibes. It does. Yeah. Yeah, it's Gaimon and Sarfunkel. It's Simon and Garfunkel. It's their flipped names. It's Sarfunkel, so it's Garfunkel with the S, so Sarfunkel, and instead of Simon, it's Gaimon or Gaimon. So yeah, it's a flip. Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was obvious, but yeah, a couple of people I noticed in the chat were like, whoa, just realized that reading the last chapter. It's like, well, these characters aren't super important either. I mean, sorry. Gaimon is very important to this story. Do you think Luffy would like Lunchables? He'd probably like Lunchables. It's just he'd need to eat like 1,000 of them to get, like, full, probably. You know, Gaimon and Sarfunkel, I don't think they're ever going to get out of their chests and their barrels. I think they're just going to stay together and just be happy. I don't think they need to get out of their chests, you know? I think it was mentioned that, like, Luffy couldn't get him out of the chest anyway because his body has, like, fused with the chest at this point. Like, his body is part chest. Like, if they tried ripping him out of the chest, it'd, like, rip off his skin and muscles. And, you know? So, yeah, just keep him the way it is, yeah. They can't ever have children. No, but they don't need children. They have their animals. They'll be fine. I'm a geologist originally from Florida, but was educated in a Texas university and didn't know much about the geology of Florida. Would love to hear about it. Oh, you mean like the thing I said earlier at the beginning of the stream about like the geology of that area? All right, I could talk about this a little bit at the very end. This will be one of the last things we talk about, okay? Because it is a long tangent, and it's just a fun fact I've picked up. I don't know how fun it is, but it's a fact that I picked up over the years. So let me show you something interesting. It just goes to show how everything is connected in this world. Let me see if I can find this exactly. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so this is going to be delving into a lot of like history and stuff. Okay, so it's actually Alabama that this takes place in. Okay, so Alabama, way back in the day, when I say way back in the day, I mean like the Cretaceous period. All right, so it's a little bit back in the day, right? I don't know what this is, but I'm just going to kick you for a minute because you keep spamming the same thing and I have no idea what that means and I'm not saying it. So you timed out for 10 minutes. Okay. All right. No spam. No spam. Okay. So back in the Cretaceous period, the state of Alabama, about half of it was underwater. Okay. So picture the state of Alabama and like right in the center was the beach way back in the day. So there was a lot of like shellfish and like animals and stuff on that area, on that strip. Well, over the years, landforms and stuff like that, but that layer of sediment is still there, like right in the center of Alabama. Well, that's going to be very fertile soil for farming, okay? So flash forward a few 100,000 million years, flash forward from the Cretaceous period over the course of millions and millions of years, eventually it gets to the shape that we're familiar with now. And you start getting plantations popping up in the South during, like, you know, the 1700s into the 1800s, the transatlantic slave trade. Yeah, you get a lot of plantations set up down there for cotton and coffee and various stuff, okay? And so, because of that, a lot of slaves lived on those plantations. Slavery is abolished in 1865, but a lot of the freed slaves had nowhere to go, so a lot of them stayed in that general area, right? So if you look at this map, it's, whoa, that's corrupted. Hold on, give me a second. This is interesting to look at how this like line of sediment affected. Look at this, all right? Look at that. How a coastline 100 million years ago influences modern election results in Alabama. So we have Cretaceous settlements along that strip of Alabama. Then fertile blackland prairie soil. This is when Alabama started getting its normal like setup, you know, like, so look at that fertile soil right there in the center because of those Cretaceous setups. Then we have average farm sizes in 1997, the slave population in 1860 because of that strip of land. And then that population of freed black slaves, eventually they stayed there, and eventually, you know, throughout the centuries, their descendants are still living there to this day. And look at that. So I was reading about that, and I was like, whoa, that is trippy. That, you know, if you just look back through history and you see what connects to the next thing after that. Geology. Geography. It all comes back to that shit. Yeah. It all happens in Alabama. Yeah, Alabama, yeah. Geopolitics. Geology politics. Yeah. Geology facts with teching. Next. Yeah. I should do geology facts. That would be fun. Yeah. Yeah. And it isn't just Alabama. I mean, you can look at a bunch of different areas all throughout the U.S., like look back 100, 200, 300, 400, like as long back as you have records, and you can see like, oh, it's this arrangement. Like look at like even like ancient civilizations. Like obviously ancient civilizations are all going to be based around like rivers and things like that. So because of that, you have a lot of flood myths. I mean, because there were a lot of floods back then. But you know why there's so many flood stories in antiquity? That's the reason why, because all ancient civilizations were built on rivers. Those rivers would sometimes flood, sometimes really, really bad. Sometimes there'd be stories that would pass down. So that's probably like where the legend of like Noah's flood came from, and like Noah's Ark and the flood and all that shit. Because there was floods all the time back then. And a flood could wipe out an entire civilization because, you know, it's the very beginning of this stuff. You build up a city. Well, the floodwaters happen. City's annihilated. Everyone dies. And there you go. It gets ingrained in the culture and it gets passed down. Yep. Oy. But anyway, that's a story on where everything is connected. Yep. Global warming and OP. Yeah, it's almost like Oda is trying to like put in like a message or something into his manga or something. Sea levels rising 200 meters. Government corruption? What's going on? That has nothing to do with anything. Yeah. It actually came from the Black Sea flooding. That happened too. The Yellow River and the Ganges River in China flooded a lot too. Not the Ganges, that's in India, but like the, I can't pronounce it. But I know the Yellow River is one of them. That flooded a lot in ancient China. That wiped out a lot of civilizations or a lot of settlements in China. And it was really rough when that river would flood. Like the Nile would flood kind of regularly, but some rivers were more rough. Yeah. The Sphinx was built in the 4th dynasty of Egypt. It was built at the same time as Khafre's pyramid. It's been confirmed. It's that old. It's not 11,000 years old. It's not 50,000 years old. It was built at the same time as the other pyramid in that complex. But yeah. But anyway, we're really getting off topic here. So I'm going to end it here. It's about an hour and a half. So we went about the same length as usual. Or is it? Yes, it is. Thank you for watching, everybody. I probably won't put out anything tomorrow because I'll be gone most of the day. Sunday, will probably put out a video. Yeah, Sunday I'm free. Sunday I'll be putting out some kind of video for the follow-up for the chapter, so we'll talk about that. But anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. Really appreciate you all. Teching 101, signing out. Later, everybody. Bye. Study your geology and geography.